Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Class High Octane Bumblebee.
Transformers, defenders of truth, robots who fight in disguise. Transformers.
First thing that I want to talk about is this came from Canada. So the packaging that we get here in the United States might be a little bit different. Much like the IDW generation packages were different in Canada. They didn't come with a comic book. So this may be different for release here in the US. One thing that I'm noticing though is he's got a very almost Battle Blades Bumblebee sort of skeletal structure. It's very interesting, but I really do like the packaging on this. If this is what the new ones are looking like, I dig them. You got a very nice Transformer logo right here that's kind of like part of the actual clear plastic, really nice, and then you got a nice image of Bumblebee there. I like how he looks different, but he looks very recognizable as Bumblebee here in the new Transformers 4 movie. You come around here to the back, and then you got an image of his classic Chimera mode as well as his robot mode, and it says, to avoid detection, Bumblebee takes on a different form, disguising himself as a supercharged muscle car. Because, you know, a supercharged muscle car doesn't draw any attention or anything. And then you got other figures that are also available in this wave, such as Dinobot Slug, Crosshairs. What they also don't show you is the other Dinobot, Scorn, and then the Voyagers, which are Grimlock and the Evasion mode Optimus Prime. But really very nice packaging, and you can see that it changes in 18 steps. So they're really pushing that simple, more easy transformation for kids. Although this is the Generations line, so this is more geared towards the collectors than actual kids. But other than that, that's it for the packaging. So without further ado, let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Bumblebee open up and out of this packaging, and as you can see, he is a little bit different of a Camaro this time around. Now, from what we've gathered, Bumblebee goes back and changes his alt mode to a more classic look, and then upgrades it again to the concept version again. So this is his first form in the Age of Extinction movie, apparently. Really nice black, that I want to say like a 70s Camaro. Obviously, he likes the whole Camaro look. You got a nice Autobot logo there. Right up in here, you have a little paint detail, and as you can see, he's an SS Camaro still, so it is nice that he kept his Super Sport form. But in general, I mean, this is a really nice looking vehicle mode. I really do dig it. The paint is very nice. It is a lot of actual black paint. Even his rims are painted black. It's not necessarily molded black. You come around to the bottom, you can see there he is. But generally speaking, it is a nice looking vehicle mode. Now, initially I thought he was kind of small. And bringing in the Bumblebee from the new generation line, you can see that they are roughly the same size. It really isn't too much of a difference. His wheels are a little bit smaller. I mean, lining those up, that's a little bit of a noticeable difference, but they are basically the same size, so I was really kind of surprised. Now, using a deluxe figure from, and it's extremely badly painted because I tried to customize it, but this is the Battle Blades Bumblebee, and as you can see, and this is a deluxe as well, they have gotten smaller over time. But I don't necessarily want to use this as a comparison because the scales change. This is a better representation of where they are now. So you can see that they are pretty close in terms of their sizes. But an overall nice looking vehicle mode. Now, to transform them, there's a lot that's going on with this that it feels very similar, especially like with the legs. So it is nice to see that he maintains some of those same kind of transformation sequences. First, you want to open up the doors, get those popped up just like so. And then you can take this these side panels here, bring these, or these tires I should say, bring these back just like that, and then kind of angle this down, get that out of the way. Straighten this or extend this out by pulling this. There we go. Loosen that up, and then you can flip this forward just like so, kind of bring it up, get it out of the way. And then I usually bend it and do it like that. That's what I think works best in his robot mode, but we'll touch on that here in a little bit. Take these sections, you want to bring these legs down. They clip in very securely. Then you're supposed to bring these all the way up. It looks kind of ugly when you do it all the way up like that, but I'll show you a different way here in a second. So pull this down, Do that there. I think it looks a little bit better when you leave it down, but when you rotate it around, it fills in his knee area. So it's personal preference, but I'm going to leave him down just like that, just because, like I said, it looks better. Straighten out his legs just a little bit more here at the actual waist area. Come around here, these arms, separate these, kind of rotate these up, swivel them out just like that. Bringing them as far up here as you can, get that out of the way, just like that. Then bring this down. This will push his head through these little panels up here. And you want to rotate these arms around like so. There is a really tight ratchet joint up here that you have to get a good amount of leverage on there to actually do it. Now, bringing these back, bring this front windshield a little bit above the main torso area, then separate this right there, and then you've got this big hole right here, and you got these little tabs underneath, right underneath the grill section. You want to bring that all the way down and give those nice little pushes in. Collapse everything, then bring these down. Now, if you don't have these all the way down, get this out of the way. If you don't have this pushed in and collapsed in as far as it goes, these are going to spring up. So you really have to make sure you're pushing everything in. Get that all the way down. I think there we go. There we go. Oh, no, that's perfect. Just like so. Keep that down. Oh, wait. What am I doing? I'm pushing along the back here. So you have to make sure that you get that all the way in. Otherwise, like I said, they'll spring up. There we go. So you want to keep it all the way down. Otherwise, they'll push up. Rotate that around. Keep this back like so. Straighten that. That looks pretty good there. That looks pretty good there. And that's about it. You have Bumblebee in his robot mode. You can see there is some similarities, like especially with the legs and such, also with the back here with the wheels and the doors, very similar. The head's a very similar piece that what we got before, so a lot of it is very similar. The chest gets a little bit crazy and different, but see, this is not lined up right, I don't think, because this section keeps wanting to pop up. There we go. But overall, there you have him in his robot mode, and he fell, so he's drunk. So there we go. And honestly, I gotta say that I really do like this figure. Now, yes, it is another Bumblebee figure, but I'm not one of those collectors that get really all butthurt about multiple versions of Bumblebee. I don't mind Bumblebee. I actually like him in the movies themselves. So I don't mind this. But this is a real nice kind of evolution of what we saw with Bumblebee from the original movie toys. A lot of the same elements are still here, such as the arms, you know, folding in, the legs folding up like they do. The chest is a little bit different, but still maintains some of that kind of look and feel. The head is basically the exact same. There really isn't much different with that. And like I said, he still has these wing things going on here. So I really do like the fact that it's a more evolved look for Bumblebee. And I actually really dig it. It's not terrible. Now, like I said, this is supposed to be up like this. I don't necessarily like that, all that. I think it makes his legs look weird, but when you bring this down, I mean, you can kind of see that it sort of blocks that hole there, but you got a hole down here. When you bring it down, it gives kind of two holes there, but it looks a little bit better and it fills out his legs, I think, a little bit more. But it's personal preference, whatever you really want to do. Now, for his accessories, he does come with this missile thing here. It's a friction missile. So you just take this and you push and pew. Oh, wow. That actually goes really well. But this is jabbed into his arm. It's molded as part of it. I don't know why they couldn't have made that a separate piece that just plugs in, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to look. You can take the missile off, and that's a very long and kind of obvious thing, but when you take it off, it doesn't look too bad. Now again, for a size comparison, here he is, and here's the Generations Bumblebee. Now straightening him up, getting him to stand up as straight as he possibly can so that it's a fair comparison, getting him there like that. You can see that they are roughly the exact same height. So again, this is basically the size that they're going for. It is smaller than previous movie toys, but not even really by that much. I do think that the size is fairly comparable. Now, for his articulation, he does have a ball-jointed head here, but you're not going to get a heck of a lot of motion with it because the back section here kind of gets in the way. But you can get him looking left and right, up and down, just like so. So a nice range of motion. The shoulders here, getting this out of the way, are on rotating joints right here, and then really very strong ratchet joints to move it in and out. I mean, almost too strong of ratchet joints, but I do like that. It's very, very appreciated that those joints are going to be there and they're going to last for a long while. He rotates here at the elbow. He also does have those ratchet joints at that elbow as well. Both elbows have it. And again, very stiff. I mean, just got to work it, I would imagine, but really nice detail in the molding there as well. It's really cool. The arms do look a little bit small. Not terrible, but they do look a little bit kind of stubby, I guess, compared to his very long legs. He doesn't have any waist articulation, which is kind of unfortunate. The hips move forward and back, in and out. They're also a little bit that ratcheted joint, but you can feel it as it moves. It kind of vibrates. It's not nearly as bad as the shoulders or anything, but you can sort of feel it. Bends at the knee, rotates at the upper part of the thigh, and then the feet down here, you got this pivot going on here. You got this little joint right here that you can pivot and make look very awkward. But so all the articulation is basically there except for the waist joint, which it is. I don't know why they couldn't have put a waist joint in there. It looks like they could have, but again, they're going for a cheaper look, I guess. But one thing that I really do like is the face sculpt. I mean, zoom in so that you can see that. You can see it is very similar, like I said, to the original Bumblebee, which I really do appreciate that they're keeping some of that aesthetic very, very much the same. I don't get why he's got light piping. He's got painted blue eyes. I guess you can sort of see that around the outside of it. It lights up a little, but it's kind of pointless to have that if you ask me. Now to transform him back, if you want to, you can do it with the missile attached or you can take it off. It really doesn't matter, but it is a little bit easier to just keep the missile in there as opposed to trying to fit it in there when you get it all transformed. So first what you want to do, just come around here, loosen this away from the body, separate this a little bit, come around here to the chest, pull this out, and then that will allow you to pull things back even more, just like so. Then you flip that all the way down. Take these little black bits, fold these over, cover that area where his head just was, and then bring these two front grille sections together, sort of. There we go. Line them together and it flop down. Keep that down and then just keep it down like so. We're going to put it back up that here in a minute. Then come around here to these arms. You bring those down and inside, and then you rotate them in at the elbow, just like so. You're going to have a little rectangular section on the inside here, and this is where it's a little bit easier. Like I said, you can do it, like you can leave it out like that if you want to. Bring it together and then put it in there. When you get all the legs up in position properly, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Bring these front wheel sections across, then you can bring this up. That'll lock into place, just like so. Come around here to the legs, kind of angle these down, fold these in like so. Do that on this side as well. Bring that all the way down. Fold this up, fold these legs down, kind of angling them here at the waist and at the knee area. Then you bring the two back sections together, lock it in, twist that around so it's lined up nicely. Bring this back, bring this all the way towards the back section, slot it underneath the rear area. Then you got two clear tabs that are on the bottom part of this window. They tab into the front section here, so just push those down, squeeze everything, bring the doors closed. Those are going to peg in just like that. Do that on that side, and here you, well, push that all the way in, and here you have Bumblebee back in his Chimera mode. Now, love him or hate him, Bumblebee is here, and he's here to stay. In the new Transformers 4 movie, we don't know a lot about him, and we don't know a lot of the story behind it, so we're not exactly sure why he changed his form to this, but it could be cool. Regardless, the toy looks really nice. This is a really sharp looking Camaro, and I love the coloring on it. What's kind of interesting is, as this is his older form in the new movie, when he switches to the new concept Camaro, he reverses colors again. So he's definitely in hiding, it seems, here. And I dig it. I really, really do like the way that this guy looks. It's fun. It has a lot of the same elements that we've gotten previously, but all in a nice black new package. There's a lot that you will kind of feel is drawn upon by previous versions of Bumblebee. Like I said, with the legs, you got the arms that tuck in here. You got the doors that are going to be his wings. The front section here becomes his chest. A lot of these elements are what we got before. And to me, that's not a bad thing at all. It really shows an evolution of the character. And naturally, the toy is going to reflect that as well. So the transformation, I dig. The robot mode, I really think looks really good. His arms are a little bit shorter than like his long legs, and that's kind of weird looking. But everything else looks pretty good. He does have a thinner sort of feel, but I don't think it takes away too much from the toy itself. But really, that's about it for this guy. And if you couldn't tell, I really do highly recommend picking this guy up. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Keep in touch with me. Find out recent purchases as well as all upcoming video reviews all at facebook.com/teambotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/optibotimus. Also, don't forget to check out my new website at optibotimusreviews.com. And if you like this review, please rate, subscribe, and share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.
When we go and get